I suppose each student has a different experience of referencing. So when they come to university, generally it's only from A-level and GCSE that you've got experience in writing essays and things like that. So our experiences before coming to university generally are that your teacher's giving you whatever work it is that you need to read over, and then you sort of regurgitate that some way into an essay. With university, they're obviously looking that you've looked into the subject, you've read around the subject, and you've done your own research. So referencing is your way of showing what your unique ideas, what work you've put into your essay, and I suppose how those things have come together and how you've used theory to then answer whatever question it is that you're answering. So how you reference is very much course specific. It depends on what course you're studying as to how you go about referencing. Potentially each course could have a slightly different way of wanting you to do it. For example, Harvard referencing, you would be looking at having like your author's name and the date of the publication in your text, and then in the bibliography you would have like the whole citation to show where you've got that information from. That is very much course specific though, so what I would always suggest is either speaking to your module leader, speak to your programme leader, or have a look in the course handbook and try and find out what specifically you need to do to reference correctly for your subject. If you don't reference correctly, that basically means that you fail to acknowledge the author or the source of where you've got your information from. That can lead to accusations of plagiarism or some other type of academic misconduct potentially, and that potentially can lead to you being either asked to do the work again, with it being capped at 40%, or ultimately the worst penalty is that you could be expelled from the course. So when the stakes are so high with that type of thing, always make sure that you are referencing correctly, or you're asking for guidance on how to do it correctly if you're unsure. My tips would be reference every point that you make. If you've got it from a different source or it's a different author's thought, reference it. My other tips would be if you're stuck, you're not sure how to reference, or you've referenced but you're not sure if it's correct or not, get it checked out, make sure you're seeking that guidance. And finally, reference as you're going along. When you're researching your work, keep a log of all your references, include the whole citation of the name, the author, the date of the publication, all of that information, and then it'll stop that mad panic on submission day when you're trying to figure out where did I get this quote from. You'll then have all of that information there and ready to go, and it'll also be your evidence that you've referenced correctly as you've gone along.